long-term human-in-the-loop spaceflight simulator. Just a short overview about the structure. I will start with an introduction, then what is a challenge, what is the expected solution, first results, and last but not least, the outlook. So the intro. On the left side, you can see our actual system. It is based on the commercial flight simulation software X-Plane. X-Plane has a lot of plug-in and UDP interfacing capabilities. So we are able to build modules around the simulation core, but there are associated constraints. Not all the X-Plane internal data references are readable and writable. There are some very important data you cannot write or read, so you have to find, or not via the plugin and UDP, you have to find some complicated workarounds. The plugin and the UDP interfaces for X-Plane are specific and of proprietary format, so they do not obey to an interfacing standard. And when you build up your simulator, like on the left side, you have a dedicated vendor dependency for the X-Plane simulation. Commercial simulations have software for the company who provides X-Plane. So, and to get rid of these constraints, I plan a simulation system of systems according to what you see here now. It's where you have a middleware as a core, and all the different simulations can communicate via the middleware. And so that you can easily change simulation modules, because at German Aerospace Center we have a lot of different simulation modules referring the different topics like aerodynamics or thrust simulation or weather simulation or different visual systems. So to be as flexible as possible, this is the right approach. And to be flexible as possible with a really effort as low as possible, and to be very independent from computer systems or operating systems, to be independent from of programming language, I have chosen the kind of microservice or web service approach. And so the question is the advantages and disadvantages of microservices, and on the one side and on the other side, the requirements of a research flight simulator. This would be very bad if your requirements can only cover the disadvantages. This would be nice, but really what we have is, or what we target to have, the requirements of a research flight simulator to really address more the advantages of microservices. So, and here you can see the target intersection about microservices and asynchronous communication, which play an important role if you go in the direction of real-time or near real-time, or better, soft real-time, and especially hard real-time requirements. And then there is HLA. HLA, it's the abbreviation for high-level architecture. So HLA is you can regard it as a de facto standard for distributed simulation. And it dates back to 1998 when it started with HLA 1.3. Then 10 years ago, the last version is HLA Evolved. They bring in a web service RP, a web service application programming interface. So it really goes in the direction we are looking for, but The current HNA standard with the web service API does not provide asynchronous communication, only synchronous. So there's a constraint there. What to do now? And what you can see here is the expected solution. And in the middle here, you can see HLA4 RTI. It's the HLA4 runtime infrastructure. So this is the middleware, and HLA4 is the planned new standard of HLA, currently not released, but it's in its final stage, and it will support asynchronous communication. So if you go back with HLA4, you can really hit this target intersection. So this is the right approach, so that we build our simulation with simulating federates communicating via an HLA4 RTI. And what is expected for this HLA4? It is expected that you can use an HLA message-oriented middleware adapter standard where HLA object management and declaration and time management services are mapped on message-oriented middleware via protocols, service via protocols, and advanced message queuing protocol, the AMQP, is one of the candidates for that. And this opens the door for what is very interesting for us, to have a kind of AMQP capable multi-protocol message broker like ActiveMQ as a bridging federate, and then to benefit to different federates to benefit from the message broker protocol translation capabilities. And for an explanation, you can see here the tightly coupled federations which need to be linked against a dedicated RTI library that is tightly coupled, and what we want to have loosely coupled, as loose as possible coupled federates. And so this is what we are looking for, having the federates which need tightly coupling to a minimum and to benefit from as much as possible loosely coupled federates. First results, against the background that HLA4 is not released until now, it was not possible for me to really have tests against an HLA4 RTI. But to be prepared for what I showed some slides before, to benefit from the translation protocol capabilities, I did first tests with a test sender, sending this kind of message structure. It is a system-wide information management compliance system data structure here. And it sends this via the STOMP protocol, the Simple Text-Oriented Message Protocol, to ActiveMQ broker, and the ActiveMQ broker translates it to AMQP, and the test receiver receives AMQP. So what I said, to have a look at these protocol translation capabilities, to have a first look what is possible there, I did this first test. And the result was okay. It was for thousands of these messages in the vicinity between 30 and 40 milliseconds. If you go to real harsh requirements, this is not enough to getting 50 updates a second, which is one of these harsh requirements for a real-time flight simulator. But I did it with a very low performance computer. Due to the actual COVID pandemic, I'm a little bit reduced here in my home office to a very mini Lenovo low performance computer. And with this low performance computer, it's in this vicinity, and to come to 20 milliseconds, which would be 50 updates per second, I think this should be no factor for more powerful hardware. So what are the outlook? The next to do is making tests with higher performance hardware, and we plan in the future the integration of ActiveMQ real-time. I used here for the first test the ActiveMQ standard broker, and ActiveMQ real-time is currently under development, and it will have a better performance. So better hardware with a better performance hardware with a better performance message broker. We think that this will go down to about 20 milliseconds, and therefore fulfilling the requests of getting 50 updates per second for this position message. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Yes, thank you, Frank. Professor Jason Levy is now taking class at University of Hawaii, USA, so he is unable to join you. Last time he take your presentation, and now we have Associate Professor Yusuf Abu Bakr from Malaysia.
Okay.
He will ask some question.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hello, Prof. I'm just asking, thank you for presentation. First of all, I would like just to ask, please, how can you join research brand in German government and European Union?
How to join there? Or what is your question?
I mean, what are the availability to join such a grant in Europe?
How to join a European grant?
Yes, research grant.
Said grant. To join there, yeah, I think in the European, I can check this. I do not have it. I do not know it by heart, but there are several possibilities. How to bring in something or to make a proposal there.
Okay, and submit it to what entity or what government entity or one university, or I have to join one university in Germany, for example, to be accepted for the European. I mean, if the proposal has members from Europe, is that supported?
That is important in this context, yes.
Okay.
But in special cases you can have bilateral cooperations. It depends if you have a good connection to a university or to a research facility in Europe. It is possible, but in general it makes sense to be in a kind of consortium with European members there. Yeah.
Okay, fine. But from your experience, Prof, which is easiest, industry grant or university grant? Industry grant or university with government grant? Which one is easier?
It's the easier is more the university grant.
Okay, same as Malaysia.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prof.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, dear Frank, you and Professor from Malaysia, you are from Germany and he is from Malaysia. So both you may submit a joint research project in European Union Horizon 2020 or maybe some other.
Yeah, just for this. Sorry, just for the sake of completeness, I'm not a professor. Yeah, I'm not in the position of professor. Okay. But I'm a scientist there at German Aerospace Center. Yeah.
Great. So scientists are always in service of humanity more than professor. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now your presentation is over, and because the all other participants who was assigned in session one, but they have sent me the video recording due to the COVID and some other problem.
Okay.
Okay, so no problem. Now this session will over. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and thanks for the chance to give the presentation.